Ayubowan, everyone. Uh, we have with us today Ere Parek from Estonia. I'm sure you remember we interviewed her a few weeks ago, and that was after she visited Sri Lanka and returned back to her country. And anyway, we were lucky uh, to have had that conversation. Otherwise, we wouldn't have known uh, that she had come to Sri Lanka and gone. And Array, welcome. Welcome to this forum again.
Hi.
Yeah, great. So what the discussion we had was on non-duality. To be honest, Array, I don't like the word non-duality because it's like, you are like confining yourself to a concept. I don't know. I mean, these my personal area. It doesn't matter. So let me start this conversation because last time you uh, were very specific when you said that there is no one, that there is no person inside this body, and there is no person over there, and there is no person here. So this concept of person or self is illusion. It doesn't exist now. In very simple language, that is what you said. Now, I would like you to take you little away from there. For instance, now we will today take this word experience. It is an experience of a person. Now, this experience derives from seeing, hearing, tasting, and smelling, and thinking. And combination of that is what we call an experience in mundane local language. This is my experience. Now, if you use this word experience, which derives from all these seeing, tasting, and thinking, all that, somehow there seems to be a person called me being established. I see this. I hear this. I think. So this I comes into this experience. Then in the last conversation, you said there's no one who is experiencing any of these, but it's only the experience. But there is no one. Now, my question is, this body, there is a body here. This body has a natural um, defense mechanism. If I am chased by a dog, I will run. And then if I eat something that I don't like, if I taste it, I might throw it away. And if I see something unpleasant, I will avoid. So this body seems to be reacting in such a way that one way it is the defense, the body defenses itself, and at the same time the body has some kind of um, a kind of entity, uh, a quantum, and what we call self. The body is called self. Please forgive me. You might hear some noises, of vehicles coming in and going in. So that's because I came out to do this. Right now, can you tell us in this experience there is something called body, and then it's very natural for this body to say, I am a self. And last conversation you had with me said the self, me, I, is illusory. How do you reconcile that?
Hmm. What to say? The sense of being someone localized inside the
Hmm.
body is illusion created apparently by this mind, or this mind is creating this apparent separation from
Yes.
everything and me, wholeness, dividing the wholeness apparently to two, to many, but there are no many, there are no two, and there isn't even one. There is no one. It's not coming from the knowing. No one knows this. For some, no reason actually, for no reason, this dream of being someone, or this experience of I am here, I am experiencing this, I am the victim, I am the owner of my thoughts, I am the thinker, and all this dream of having a control and free will and choice to be someone collapsed for no reason. And all there was left was this aliveness, boundless life, and no separation. No one separate from the life. It's all just beautiful dance, harmonious, interacting, as you said, like when the dog is chasing you, the body is running away, or when the car is coming, the body is jumping away. It's happening harmoniously, naturally, by itself. Life does it, so to speak. No one is doing it. There is no doer who is deciding and choosing to run away, or to fight the back, or to hold on the life, or to let go of the life. Yeah, there is no one in anywhere. This is great delusion, so to speak, that I am I am here, I am existing, I have a life. I was born here, I will die, and between I suffer. There is lots of resistance to what is, and yeah, that causes this being feeling of
Hmm.
being separate causes apparently lots of seeking and lots of suffering from what the
Lots of
seeking
suffering.
starts. Because I feel real, my suffering feels real, and from that I am real, everything is real and happening to me or because of me, and all this weight of responsibility, and yeah, but for many bodies, and actually everyone knows this.
Mhm.
Everyone have been early age, no one, so to speak, before the ego, the mind,
Mm.
this identity was created inside the body by the society, family, parents, and so on. It's absolutely beautiful. It's also fullness appearing as that. There's nothing wrong with it. Um, but yeah, somebody seems to remember, or there is more remembering uh, of this freedom, this unconditional freedom, this paradise. um, but it feels like I have um, uh, lost the paradise, or yeah, but that's the dream.
Oh, I'm not
There's
happy
no,
with what I have. I'm not happy with this. So my happiness is in the next moment,
yeah,
or something like that.
yeah.
But Ere, if you take an extreme case like someone walking into a casino and then losing all the money, not only the money, your properties, your wealth, everything in a casino, and someone doing a premeditated murder. You plan and then you kill someone, or you are a terrorist, for example, and you want to destroy, whatever. Any kind of an extreme case. Now, in your version, we need to see it as another happening. uh, I don't know whether you got it. Like the way you were explaining, well, that is part of, or that is part of this wholeness. Is it correct to say like that? In an extreme case.
Yeah, this is wild. This is free. This is unconditional. It's all unconditional love. And no one needs to see it as unconditional love, as freedom, as fullness. Ere doesn't
Mm.
see, Ere doesn't know. Yeah, it is just what's happening apparently. There is nothing wrong or right with anything.
Well, in that case, um, let me put it this way. If you take this universe, if you take this universe from the planets and the earth and the weather and the environment, the sun and the moon, one might probably say this is a perfect, a perfect combination where uh, good things happen, bad things happen from the viewpoint of the human beings. But if you look at the overall wholeness, it's a kind of a perfect or imperfectly perfect uh, a phenomenon, right? I mean, you cannot possibly uh, define this is right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad, because in that phenomenon, it's, according to you said, it's unconditional love. Is it, did I say it right, or you want to modify that and correct it?
Mm.
The world, what is happening, the wars, the peace, the rich, the poor, the good and the bad. So it's a perfect balance, isn't it?
Everything is just what is happening apparently. And yeah, it is what it is. There is no one separate who is controlling, who have a choice to do differently, to change what is. And yeah, in that sense, it's just perfect as it is for no one. There isn't anything else outside from this. There is only just this. And then lots of thoughts and neurosity, what may happen, and something else. But there is only just this, what is. This is everything. This is nothing, and it's all empty and also full. um, yeah, I forgot how to speak, or how to speak with someone, or when I'm talking about this, that also your listeners are having this experience of being someone, and then wanting to hear something um, about this. But and but yeah, I can say that it's just perfect as it is, and there is no one, no doer who can do anything differently. It's absolutely perfect. So it is unconditional. However, it seems to arise. It's also the murder, the killing, the war,
Mm,
the
mm.
resistance of what is, yeah, these personal goals and that stuff that's coming from this feeling separate and seeking something else through the war or through the killing or whatever. No one doing that. It's just what's happening.
Vera, uh, when I talk to you, when I see you, when I hear you, I feel that you are quite relaxed and you say what you have to say. And it appears to me that you don't have anything sort of suppressed inside it. It looks like there is a kind of a release um, in you, you know. You are somewhat free to say what you want to say. So now, if you take another person who believes in self, I experience this, I hear this, I see this. Now you take these two persons. from the point of view of those who are looking for some inner peace, happiness, relief, then certainly there is a difference between you and a person who is going after your personal ambitions and, lot of achievements that you have to reach, before you come to a certain age, whether it is wealth or qualifications or positions or publicity. Now, there's a clear difference between you and another person who is desirous of achieving certain things in life. How do you describe that? Because it is obvious to me that the way you speak, you are kind of okay. I'm all right. There's something that has left my system, my body, so I'm kind of free. But if you take another person who is striving to get certain things in life, well, there is a difference. Just like to hear from you.
This is peace. This is already peace. And peace can be only here in this. There is no peace outside there, or after next year, or after I get that kind of money or fame or whatever. What is longed for, seeked for is this peace, which is already, this freedom, which is already. But it's apparently hiding by being everything. So, and it's nothing. For person who feels that it is something, it's also looking for something from external things. And when these things doesn't fulfill, doesn't bring the happiness, permanent happiness, then looking inwards, inside. In Ere cases, it happened also this way. There was lots of suffering and longing for this feeling fulfilled, because there was constantly something is missing. This isn't it. This is wrong. and there's something remembered this that there is nothing wrong. There is no one to be wrong, and yeah, this is peace that passes all understandings. Like, it is what it is. There is no resistance. If this body gets very sick, almost being dead, it's okay. it's what it is. It is peace here and now, although there is no here and now. But I don't know how to say it with different or better words. But there is no peace or happiness or fulfillment or fullness somewhere there in far distance, and I have to go there and I have to work for that, to get that freedom, liberation, fulfillment to me. But there is only fulfillment and there is no me. That one who is looking for it and working for it and moving towards to it, it's just going away, so to speak. You will never get this. The me will never get this. Me has to die. This illusion of being someone who, who is suffering and wants something and happiness and peace. That one who wants and needs to vanish, so to speak, and it's not even there. So no one can do anything to make it disappear, so to speak. Illusion means it's not real, but it's quite persistent illusion.
In this country, as you know, Sri Lanka is a Buddhist country, and 2,500 years ago, in terms of numbers, we had Lord Buddha, who is the founder of Buddhist philosophy. And in one of the discourses, he has said, find this person in you. You find you in your thoughts, you find you in your feelings, and you can't find you. There's no person in your body. Now, these words were uttered 2,500 years ago. And what I want to ask you is that you seem to be very confident when you are saying it. And in which case, I have to attribute that to something that you have experienced. If you haven't experienced that, there is no one. But then again, I'm using the wrong language. You have to experience. Then I'm bringing this you again, the person again. So it's a kind of a paradox. But at the same time, you are very confident when you are saying that there's no person here. So something seems to have happened to you, as against another person who thinks that, yes, there is a person inside. Because your words resonate in me. When you say it, it resonates. I don't know how to explain that when you are saying it. So long time ago, when I mentioned this Lord Buddha, he had said, one of the ways in which you will see that this no person concept is when you meet a true friend, whom we call Kalyana Mitra in our language. So you can be that Kalyana Mitra to thousands. When you say this, it will not be understood, but it will resonate in I don't know how to say it. But the fact that you are very confident when you say it, would you attribute that to an experience? I mean, how do you say this? Unless otherwise you have experienced it. Although language fails to, uh, explain that question itself. But how do you know this? And how come you're very confident when you say it?
Yeah, I would say or use these words as direct experience, or apparent direct experience, but no one didn't experience anything. The experiencer disappeared, so to speak.
But is it the knowledge, or is it some recognition,
No,
or
the knower died, so there was also no self-realization. So yeah, I'm not talking with you. When I'm talking with someone,
okay.
person or people, then I don't see anyone. I don't talk with you, and this
Mm-hmm.
can be heard by no one. That this isn't talking with the dream, with someone, and it can be relaxing because this is relaxation, like, and this contracted energy is like not feeling pleasant. It's bodily felt. This I am here, and this is my body. But
Yeah.
when there are no thoughts, then where are you? What are you? There is no one, or what's wrong with what is without thoughts, and these thoughts seems to be like there is a thinker of the thoughts, but
Yeah.
there is no thinker of the thoughts.
Oh, thinker can be another thought.
Yeah, and it can't be known when the separation is no more. There is no knowing. It is so immediate. It is obvious. I would say these words,
Mhm.
but not for me. Ere didn't lost anything or gain anything, or died even. Ere wasn't never there. It was revealed to no one, and it is so immediate, so into the face. No space between, no separation at all, and it absolutely can't be known.
And I mean, your words are so soothing to people who are watching this program now, I'm sure. Now, say you want to travel to Sri Lanka for a holiday. You will make your booking and you will buy your ticket and you will know exactly what time to leave, and you'll come to the airport and you will see people, you'll go to the counter. So there is a specific action that is taking place where you are concerned. Okay, if I see you doing this, buying the ticket, organizing the planning, and then you are going to the aircraft, and then you are coming to Sri Lanka. So it's all decisions being made. So when I ask you, then who did those decisions? Like if there was no self, somebody was making this decision. But according to your version, this is all what is, if you take it as a whole. How would you respond to that? Because it's you who has made decisions to come to Sri Lanka, and then you will, I mean, if you are planning to come to Sri Lanka next year, you will plan how to come and you will buy your ticket, and it's always you who will take that action.
There is no you. Let's say body is deciding or buying the tickets and jumping to the plane and coming to the Sri Lanka, so to speak. There is no ownership, no one doing it. So if anything goes wrong in a story, then there is no one to blame. Or if things goes good, then also no one getting the prize or feeling, oh, I did it. No, there is no ownership or claiming whatever actions have been made apparently by no one. There is no doer. But when there is this sense of I am here and I am the doer, then it claims everything. I bought this ticket. I went to there and I did this and I did that, and then feeling bad or feeling good, whatever, thinking that I did, I was responsible. And yeah, but that's a dream. There is no one.
I asked this question last time also because I need to ask that question again for the benefit of our viewers. The dream part. We often connect this our experience to a dream. So the dream part, last time you said, when you bring the person into the story, that is a dream. But if you let, not you really, but if one sees that this is as a whole, then it is not a dream, then it is real. Can you say like that? Or is this whole thing a dream, including the thought that you are a person? I don't know whether I made my question clear. Now, there's a dream. Is the dream the concept of the person, or is the whole thing a dream?
This is real and isn't in a story. When Ere felt real, it felt like it's really living in real world, in real time and space. But this apparently collapsed. There is no one who knows what's real, what's unreal. So saying it's real and unreal, or natural reality, or wholeness, or so many different names for this. I forgot right now what you were asking.
No, it's okay. You're right. What you say is when the person collapses, no one knows what this is. So you can even call it a dream, or you can call it wholeness, or you can call it...
It doesn't matter. Yeah. The only dream is I am. And from that, the dream emerges, so to speak. But for the dreamer, it's real, like nighttime dream. This daydream.
Okay. For instance, if I ask you, when I die, all right, okay, if I consider myself as a person, okay, I think I'm a person. If I die, after my death, does the world continue to exist? It may be a stupid question, but what I'm asking is this is the common thing, you know. If someone comes and asks you, hey, if I die, will this world continue without me?
There is already no one, and the world seems to operate somehow this timeless appearance of we don't know what this is. This beautiful bow and wonder, like childlike wonder, this unconditional freedom.
Ere, do you, if you look at some of the non-dual speakers, they give certain examples for people to try and understand what this is. One of the examples that is often cited is like a TV screen. And they say whatever that appears on the screen is illusory. What is real is the screen. So people tend to overlook the screen, but you get fascinated with the story that is appearing. Well, the example is okay, but what is appearing on the screen, it's very real, like the conversation I'm having with you. So you can't possibly say it's just an appearance and all that is there is the screen. Now, if I put that example to you, the TV screen and the movie that is appearing, will you have a kind of an amendment or adjustment to that example?
I remember that there was time where it felt like being inside a dream, but I was in a daydream, like, and it feels like these characters in this dream or this movie, they have forgot that it's just a movie, it's a play, it's a
Okay.
game, and taking it seriously. You know, I
That's
am
right.
here and I am doing the serious stuff, but there is no one doing anything. So it's just a play, so to speak, without any players. So when Vipula dies, apparently the sense of being someone dies, then
Mhm.
nothing changes in that sense. But at the same time, everything is different because there is no veil of separation. It's seen there is no one doing anything intentionally or not intentionally. It's everything just what's happening. Also, the reactions that Vipula then have or doesn't have
Mhm.
is also empty. Just what's happening. There is
Yeah.
no charge, so to speak. It's not charged. That I'm taking personally that there is someone doing something to me.
Here, now, what you are saying here is very receptive to the Western world because that is what most of the non-world speakers are speaking about. But it's very, very fresh, probably radical to this part of the world, including our country. But it doesn't matter. The message needs to be communicated, and it is up to the weaver to analyze it and see. Now, what you just said leads us to another question. Now, what is happening? What is happening? Is it predetermined or is it free fall? Okay, I'll clarify the question. What is happening? Is it predetermined or free fall? Meaning, if you take a movie, the movie has already been produced and the characters are given a role. Okay, y'all have this. So then the movie is running. So whatever happens, it happens according to the script. The other one is a free fall. What happens, happens. No one knows what it is and no one knows what will happen. There is so much of uncertainty. Uh, if there's a heavy rain, some of the big trees will crash. You don't know what it is. It's not in the script. It's a free fall. Which one do you choose in what is happening? Is it planned or is it just a free flow?
Yeah, planned or predetermined includes time and separation, and there isn't any. So this is not planned. This is unscripted or unwritten, so to speak.
Mm, mm.
This writes itself constantly. This is totally random chaos, anarchy, and at the same time, absolute beautiful harmony as it is.
I'll put the question differently. I see a flame, a lamp which has a flame. If I put my hand closer to the flame, I will feel and my fingers will get burnt if I put it. But when I feel that, yeah, it might happen as I get closer to the flame, I will take my hand out. Whether unknowingly I'll put my hand into the flame and my fingers get burnt, or I don't do it because I know it will happen. Which one can happen in this scenario that you are saying? It can be this or it can be that. Is that what you're saying?
I'm a little bit lost, but there is no one choosing to put the finger to the flame or not. Mm-hmm. It's just what's happening. Everything may happen. Luckily, these bodies seem to feel the pain, so it's normal to avoid the pain and see pleasure, so to speak. Otherwise, we would, I don't know, constantly bump the body somewhere and broke it. But there is no one in the charts inside the body and deciding and choosing to do it or not. It's just the overlay of this conceptual mind, so to speak, who is constantly telling the story. It is the story and the storyteller that constantly explains what have apparently just happened. So it's like in this timeless appearance, it's constantly in apparent past and explaining what have apparently happened and thinking that I did this and I choose this or I choose right or wrong.
So it's a post thought which establishes that there was a person. And there was this discussion and between these non-dual speakers, they try to explain that there is nothing called matter. There's nothing called matter. It's all sort of mind driven. Everything is mind. So there is nothing physical. There is a concept. So the human's experience is, although you see, you hear, you taste, everything is interpreted by the mind. So when you touch something hard, this all you feel is this hardness. And that is again interpreted by the mind. So there is nothing physical, according to some speakers. I do not know how you will explain that there's nothing called physical. So even if you touch your body, your experience is only touching, only this what you feel. To call it a body is a concept. Call it this a brain, a concept. Call this a heart, it's a concept. Is it matter or is it mind?
It's all nothing and empty, and this apparent knowing is causing that apparent suffering. I'm thinking how to explain.
Okay, let me put it this. I see this phone, something as an object. I see the phone and I touch and I see this hardness. But some speakers tend to think this whole thing is a mind story, mental story, like what you are experiencing in a dream. Even in a dream, you experience the same thing, like as if everything is real. The people who are trying to show the existence. Now, if I ask you the same question, is this a dream? In which case, there can't be anything physical. How would you? I mean, I don't expect you to give a perfect answer, but your response would do. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. There are no answers. And then still speaking seems to happen or responses seems to happen, but there are no answers. The person would always try to know this is the function of the knower, this mind, and with this knowing, it gives some solidity that I know that this is a phone, this is solid, this is that. Yeah, that part is illusion. This knower is illusion. It can't be known. Of course, we are saying that this is this and this is that, and we put the labels, but labels is not this. And the me can see only the labels, the real things, the objects as being separate subject, but there is no separate object and subject. There is no distance, no separation at all, although it seems to be that I am here, you are there, we are not in the same room, there seems to be distance, but it's all, it's not separate. It's boundless, appearing as two different bodies speaking.
So when you say it's boundless, it's an appearance, then it doesn't matter whether we call it a dream or real. It doesn't matter because it doesn't arise, right?
Yeah, here it doesn't matter at all. It can't be known, but here is just love and joy and passion. Talking about this, it's pure, it's raw, it's direct, and it's not for everyone, so to speak. There have to be some kind of openness. So I'm not explaining anything, I'm not knowing anything, but person will constantly try to understand what we are talking about to get the picture of this, and maybe through that knowing I can die. When I know this, then I can see this this way. But this is unknown. This can't be known, and I have no good explanations for these matters, so to speak.
No, I think you are very rational when you said unknowability. This is not known. So there's nothing wrong in saying that. These are knowable. There's nothing wrong in saying that, right? I mean,
there's nothing
so
wrong or
that's,
right in it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So whether you know it or you don't know it, it doesn't matter. But now this is the most radical part of this whole thing, or whatever you are saying about the existence and life. This is very radical. And this approach or this phenomenon or what you are explaining, this is what is. And there are no doers, there are no experiencers. It's only the experience. Now that can challenge everything, including the history, the science, the art, whatever the subjects we are learning. Yes, of course we learn and we can specialize in that, including the medical science. But then it comes within that overall explanation that you are saying that, well, that is what is. Rather than picking up these little pieces and you are trying to explain this is a doctor, this is an engineer, this is an architect, this is, and this radical message probably can reach only some years, not because what you are saying tends to get rejected most of the time. How was the response so far? You have been talking about this through the YouTube, maybe through meetings, maybe. How was the response from the audience so far?
I guess who hears Ere, so to speak, there is already lots of openness to hear this. And what I see or hear often is there is more and more and more people contacting, feeling relaxation, calmness, peace, indescribable, because life still is messy. Things still seems to happen, problems and so on, but they tend to affect less when there is less and less someone. Yeah, I recently was talking with someone who gave a very lovely guy suggestions how to build a YouTube channel to just to reach more people, so to speak. And very good advices, so to speak. But when there is no one, then no one can take advice. But also taking advice can happen, or actions can happen. But there is no one
That's right.
doing these actions. and this one have like no desire to be seen, to be heard. Here is no want or need to share this. It's not important. It's not special. It's just this, I don't know, boundless aliveness speaking itself. No one speaking, expressing this, and yeah, I have no mission, and this isn't going anywhere. In person's life, there seems that it's moving and it's going somewhere, and oh my God, what's going to happen in the future, and anxiety. But there is no future, there is no past, there is this timeless beingness, and no one separate who can do something differently. And this resistance to what is also what is happening apparently with no one. It's also boundless energy or aliveness, or you brought up last time word consciousness. I don't mind what the word is. It's not a thing. It's not something. It is nothing. It's not the concept when we are using these words to point. We can only point. We can't talk about this.
And last time also I raised this question. You had your life story, which you might probably use when you're talking to someone. At some point, the self is gone, and you started speaking to express the existence of or non-existence of a self. So if you take your life story, at some point something has happened, and thereafter you started speaking differently. Can we hear it again? You came, something happened, then you start speaking about it. How did that happen?
Yeah, I can share the story because I recently started to write a book again, which I started like 2 years ago or so when I died apparently, but then it stayed somewhere. And yesterday here was impulse or energy to start writing again, and then from the middle of nowhere, past appeared, memories appeared that I had no clue that in a story this thing happened. And then when writing the book, I was like going through the Ere story, and it was, yeah, it is beautiful as it is the seeker, this longing, this suffering, and here was apparently lots of suffering, and it's coming even more when everything is seemingly okay. Having food is filled, clothes on, family, money, company, everything is okay. And fuck, still something missing, so big hole, trying to fill that void. And yeah, really painful, this experience of being someone, because in a story here was lots of freedom in childhood, and this was like remembered to be how to be no one, not in box, and not as someone with the real story, with a real history, and with real identity, and then maintaining this character entity and acting accordingly to that. So yeah, looking for fulfillment from money, then from body, because there was not self-love, and once this body or the Ere was dead, there was happening these things that Ere was passing the mirror, and then who's that one? Like seeing first time, that's beautiful. Who is that beautiful girl? Like not seeing myself, but just this beautiful appearance that each bodies are. But in a story, here was lots of self-blame, didn't like, didn't love. And so it was thought that, okay, I didn't get the fulfillment from the money. I still felt unhappy, although I had everything which you can want. So if I work with my body, I am training it to fit to the close to the ideal image, so to speak. Then I am happy. Maybe then I'm fulfilled. But no, it's endless search from here and there to fill that void. this apparent separation from wholeness, what this illusion is creating apparently. And then the spiritual search started inward, expanding the consciousness, asking what it is about, what's my life is about, what's my life purpose, what's the life meaning, and searching. This happened here. No one did it. It happened by itself. And then everything collapsed apparently. There is no meaning. And although the story seems to lead to this death, so to speak, it's not like that. It sounds in a storyline that there is time, linear time, and then this happened. This doesn't move. This doesn't go anywhere. This is all already done. So only in the sentences in a story we can say that before and after, and then I died apparently, and so on. But if I try to say it very, very clearly, then nothing happened. In the story, there was always time, and something may happen in the future. I'm wanting this fulfillment to happen with me, and then suddenly nothing happened, and nothing have ever happened, and nothing will ever happen. It's this seemingly continuous, not continuous, happening all in once, timelessly, not moving, and at the same time seemingly moving.
That's beautiful. The most crucial part of what you just said is that when the self collapsed, the realize, or rather not realization, the recognition was that self was never there in the first place. And therefore you can't now go back and correlate because I started searching for myself, because I started looking inward, because I started searching the purpose of life, this happened. You can't say that, because then you are getting caught to the story again.
Yeah, that's just a mind story, mind bullshit, so to speak, that it's constantly creating the story. This happened because of that, and then it lead to that, and connecting the dots, and this is just the functioning of the mind. But at one point there can be no one who is investigating or investing to that mind, or believing that mind, or believing that these are my thoughts. These are seen as empty thoughts. It doesn't arise to anyone, and there are no wrong or right thoughts. Often people are asking that they seem to have a problem with the thoughts, and because they think that they are thinker, and but thoughts come and go, and there is no thinker. You can't hold on anything, so to speak. It's all appearing and disappearing.
Ere, how do the thoughts work with you now? Do you still have pleasant thoughts, unpleasant thoughts, thoughts about, do you still have them? Or the pressure that was generating from the thoughts, has it reduced? Or the thoughts are still coming, but there is no person who is thinking? How do you explain the thoughts with regard to you?
No one is bothered by the thoughts or no thoughts. It's just what's happening. There can be lots of thoughts. There can be emptiness, no thoughts. It's equal. There are no bad thoughts or good thoughts. These are all empty thoughts, and it's just what's happening. These are not mine, or I don't see any problem with thoughts or with no thoughts. There is no one choosing to think or to have these kind of thoughts.
Say, for instance, if you feel hungry, you will prepare something and eat. Now the hunger, when you feel hungry, is it a thought that tells you, hey, I'm hungry? Or is it a bodily reaction? Or is it a feeling? Because your life goes on anyway. And then now you are without a self. Now there is a recognition that this is happening. So you attribute even the hunger, which is, okay, this is a natural occurrence. That's how you explain that.
Yeah, no one registrating what's happening. It's just what's happening. Yeah, when no one noticing that stomach is empty, now it means I have to do the food. It's just cooking happening or not, eating happening or not, no one doing anything. Yeah, it's let's say it's less stressful than it appeared to be in a story when there was someone feeling responsible, always victim of wrong thoughts, wrong actions, wrong decisions, and the knower who knows what's wrong, what's right. Yeah, that kind of neurosis seems to be no more, although I said that nothing changed. Life
Right.
seemingly goes on, dream goes on, apparently, show goes on.
Right. My last question. Now, the viewers of this channel, mostly to the Sri Lankans and perhaps some people from overseas, um, it's difficult to say, give them a message because there is no one who is giving a message. But for the benefit of them, like there are a lot of people who are going through a lot of suffering, immense suffering, physical suffering, suffering from various illnesses, financial problems, what the world is going through, and relationships, you name it, the suffering is like part and parcel. Now, you just said that this understanding that there are no doers as a natural occurrence of a relief. At least it doesn't matter. Just say something for the viewers. After all, there are people who are interested in this subject. So if you want to just pass on a message, please use use this time for that.
Yeah, the most suffering part is the resistance to the suffering, that saying that the suffering is wrong. There is nothing wrong with the suffering. This human experience is sadness, is happiness equally. There is nothing wrong with this suffering or bad emotions or bad feelings. It's all allowed to feel fully, and somehow when there is no one controlling, choosing, suppressing, then it's so boundless and free and so wild, and emotions, reactions can be even more raw, even more furious if there have been lots of furious feelings or anger suppressed in a story, suppressed energy, and now it's free to be released. So when I'm talking with people, there have been lots of, let's say, old trauma or emotions or these strong, authentic things coming up. So in a story, we think we have to be somehow, we have learned to be good, or however the conditioning have been, and then trying to maintain this and forgetting or suppressing this real, not real, but authentic sensations, feelings, emotions. And then there is no one anymore controlling, choosing, and it's all free to appear. So the character who died and who had some unpleasant characteristics, they can go even more honest, more raw, more direct, and it's not trying to be likable or to fit into some other stories or boxes to be somehow. And that's the freedom, this although there is no personal liberation or personal freedom, but this is then free to be as it is. So there is also freedom for suffering to be. It's also embraced by no one. It is what it is, and it can be really beautiful. Like here have been one day or 2 days there was lots of sadness, and from that big sadness here was lots of pain, and it was so beautiful. It was unstoppable. It came and come and came and left and came and left like over the day. There was no logical explanation, and no one tried to find the source of it or why it's happening. I even didn't know that the body can feel so much sadness, so much pain, and I can only tell the stories what it might be, but I don't know. Here it is empty story. Here is no believer of these thoughts, of these stories. So everything that's coming out from this mouth is not coming from someone who knows, who believes. The believer, the knower died apparently. These are empty words, and this one doesn't know what's the next word or what it's even talking about. But somehow when talking about this happens, here is just lots of love and compassion arising. And if it resonates, then good. If it doesn't, also good. There is no choice to hear it or to resonate it, to have openness or not to have openness. And although there is no cause and effect, there seems to be apparent cause and effect and relaxation when hearing this message that you can't understand, but something knows. And that can feel like home, and the mind can be empty for a short period of time, and from that this beautiful relaxation can happen. But also there can be happening frustration when there have been strong sense of being someone who have invested all my life, 30 years, 50 years. I have invested in God. I have prayed for God, and now you are saying, and then when these beliefs are falling away one by one or all together, when there is no this holder, this belief center, belief system, or I don't know how to say, this contracted energy, then it can be very, very painful, like crucial, because all the time I have invested for something that is actually nothing, that there is nothing separate, that this God, this is God, this is wholeness, this is unconditional love, or just this, doesn't matter what are the names. And there is no separation. You are already everything and nothing simultaneously.
I would like to end there because I don't want to ask any more questions, because that's how you ended this conversation beautifully, because nothing, no stone was unturned at this point, because you just said it all. Now, how it resonates out there by no one is the important message. Ere, we are very grateful, very thankful, but this will not be the end, because I'll tell you why. Because we will continue to have this discussion maybe once a month, maybe once in 2 months. The reason is you may have repeated some of the things that you said in the previous interview, but they appear very fresh. I mean, it appeared very fresh to me. So I mean,
it's
our
always fresh
audience.
and new. Yeah, it's always fresh and new. This is it sounds as repeating the words, but it's also the fresh and new constantly. Just what's happening, and no one is repeating these words.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So once again, on behalf of Sri Lankans, thank you very much once again. We are hoping to contact you again, Ere. I will stop the recording, but I want to have a word with you afterwards.
Okay. Bye bye.